Good evening, everybody. It is Tuesday, November 28th at 10:42 p.m. Your number one Purdue Boilermakers have just defeated the mighty Texas Southern squad 99 to 67. Braden Smith led the way with a whole bunch of points, a whole bunch of assists, and a whole bunch of rebounds. I'm going to get into the stats in a minute, but first I'm going to thank our friends at AJ's. When you're on campus, when you need something good to eat, and when you need a smiling face and just a bunch of nice people, you go to AJ's. That's what you do. AJ's on Vine. You can get one of their many delicious appetizers. You can get every mac and cheese bites. You know what I think. They have tons of sandwiches. They even have cheesecakes. We didn't have any cheesecake because we were stuffed when we went there this past weekend, but you should go and get some cheesecake. And they have a bunch of different types. They've got a Biscoff cheesecake that I don't even like cheesecake, but I would have liked that probably. EatAJs.com. That's AJ's on Vine. Burgers, beef, and beer. And when you need a t-shirt, when you need a sweatshirt, when you are in the market for that, because you are right now and your Christmas shopping's not done, you're starting to feel the pinch. We're a month away, guys. We're inside a month. So you got to get serious about this. You head over Home Field Apparel. You enter Black Friday. I think today is it. They extended maybe they extended it one extra day. I saw something. I don't know. If Black Friday doesn't work as a code, you enter Boiled23. You get 15% off, and you walk away with you're the hero, really, for Christmas. All right, so Purdue played Texas Southern. It really wasn't very eventful. What was great is that the game started really, really well. Purdue played very intense to start the game. Got out to I think 13-0 or 11-0. 13-0? 13-0 lead. And they were just cooking. They were rolling along. Everything was going well, except Edey wasn't hitting all his free throws. He was shooting about 50% until his ninth free throw. He was shooting 50%. So he'd just go to the line. He did half of them. And so this is kind of an issue right now, because one of the things he's so deadly at is making teams pay when they clobber him. Today, Texas Southern was absolutely clobbering him. But he got that back going again. The rest of the team shot very well from the free throw line, I think over 70%. But if you're going to get nitpicky when you beat the living hell out of a team, you can start looking at stuff like that. Sure, why not? How good of a game was it if you didn't get to watch? Well, it was so good that all starters were out of the game at the 10-minute mark in the second half. Even Braden Smith, who was very, 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 very close, maybe I went one too many varies right there, but very, very close. Very, very, very close. Not very, 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 very close to a triple-double. He was 2 rebounds short of a triple-double. And I'll talk exactly about his stats here in a second. Edey was solid in relatively limited action. One of my favorite things on the night, Mason Gillis was looking for a shot. I think he had 3 3-pointers. I think he started the game 2 for 2 in the first half, relatively early. It was a good night. I mean, Texas Southern was 0-6 coming in. They're not a great team. They are an NCAA tournament team. Did we say that Texas Southern was the team that got beaten by Fairleigh Dickinson? Is that right? 84-61. Yeah. Texas Southern got whipped by Fairleigh Dickinson in their last game of the 2022-23 season in the NCAA tournament, in the play-in in Dayton, in case you don't know. And so, really, by Purdue beating them, Purdue just exercised the demon. I'm just kidding. There's no transitive property, and that really doesn't matter at all. But the big takeaway, though, was Purdue was not complacent. They came in with a ton of energy. They kind of lapsed a little bit because they started trying to get cute for about, 10 minutes, the final 10 minutes of the first half. The game got down to, I think, 8 points a couple times. But I don't think it ever got closer than that. And then in the beginning of the second half, it was almost like Painter said, stop effing around. Go out there, play defense, put these guys away. Before you know it, Purdue was up 30. It's not an exaggeration. I think they were up 13 at the half, and they flexed their muscle. By the 10-minute mark, it was well in hand, and then you had everybody playing significant minutes. Saw a good steady dose of Miles Colvin. We saw Camden Heidi played a lot. Will Berg. See, here's the thing about Will Berg. In games like this, and this happened before Purdue went to Maui, you've got Edey hits you with a punch, TKR hits you with a punch, maybe Caleb first hits you with a punch, and then Edey comes back, hits you with another couple punches, and then Edey takes a seat, and TKR takes a seat, and first takes a seat, and then you've got to deal with Will Berg. And Will Berg's 7'2", and he's strong. He may not be the most skilled big right now, but he's an absolute behemoth human being who is really good at notching out position because of his coach, Brandon Brantley, who is the best big man coach in America, undoubtedly. That's a hard assignment for a lot of these guys. And on top of that, Texas Southern had 17 fouls in the first half. 17 fouls in the first half. And it wasn't because the refs favored Purdue. It was because they were just beating the living hell out of Zach Edey and others. They had a guy with 4 fouls with like 7 minutes left in the first half. They had another guy with 3 fouls at the end of the first half. The guy with 4 fouls fouled out relatively quickly in the second half. It was not an eventful game. That's all I can say. Not for Purdue. Texas Southern had a technical in the second half. I really wasn't too tuned in at what was happening at that point. Full disclosure. I apologize. I am battling a cold. I apologize. My nose just completely clogged about 25 minutes ago, and so I'm here fighting it for you, bringing you the funk. But I apologize for my voice. It's worse than usual, which is tough. That's tough to say. So let's look at the stats real quickly. Okay, Purdue's wins 99-67. They're now 7-0. Their next game will be against the unlikable Northwestern Wildcats on Friday at 9 p.m. Who doesn't love a 9 p.m. tip-off? But at least it's Friday night, so that's good. They'll be at Northwestern for that one. And then they play at Mackey against Iowa before getting back to the end of the pre-con. The schedule still, I think it's stupid. They've been doing this for years. I still think it's dumb. I don't get it. Maybe some of you guys can explain to me in the comments or in the margin, whatever. I'm not on that screen right now, but I will get back to you in 1 second. Let's look at these stats, though. Like I said, Purdue is 7-0. They are number 1 in America, nearly unanimously. I don't think we talked about it too much. They had three votes that didn't go to them, 3 or 4. And they went to UConn and Arizona, both good teams, worthy recipients of those votes, but not at this point. 2 Arizona, 1 UConn vote. LBD tells me. So let's look at this. Trakoff and Wren, solid game, 12 points, 5 rebounds. Zach Edey, 15 points, 6 boards, 2 blocks. He was absolutely a force. I don't know how many minutes he played. They haven't posted that yet on this site that I'm looking at. But 4 for 4 from the field, but 7 to 10 from free throw line. He made all right. I mean, 7 to 10, I can accept 70% any damn day. But it didn't start off well. Let's see. Braden Smith, big day, 19 points, 10 assists, 8 rebounds, just 2 turnovers, and a block shot. And that block shot was awesome. Texas Southern was shooting it from about the free throw line elbow on the right side, and Braden Smith just tossed the dude's shot. It was great. Don't know if you know that Braden Smith is not tall, so that's excellent timing. He can get up in a hurry. He's got good ups. Let's see. Fletcher Lawyer, very quiet night, just 5 points. One of his 3 was in the second half. I think he was the last starter still in the game, if I'm remembering correctly. So he had that disappearing Fletcher Lawyer night like he did right before he went just crazy in Maui. Who knows what's coming next? Maybe he'll do that again. I don't know. Lance Jones, 15 points, 3 rebounds, 2 assists, 2 steals. And Lance Jones, we've said it before here on BS, is the greatest compliment to this team. And he is such a perfect addition to this group. I don't know if he's as quick as Braden Smith, but I do know when he hits the gas, he is so sudden. and he's so strong when he's going to the hoop. He's an absolute terror, and I just love watching him play. Funniest moment of the game, if you like this sort of thing, Braden Smith, like I said, was 2 rebounds short of a triple-double. The paint crew was all over Painter, telling him, put it back, Braden Smith. They kept saying, Braden Smith, we want Smith, blah, blah, blah. And Smith, just as a joke, got up off the bench and acted like he had been signaled in, and the crowd went nuts. The students went crazy, and then Braden just kind of winked and went back to the bench, and all of his teammates got a laugh out of it. It's pretty funny. Camden Heidi had a nice flush on a kind of a delayed break within I think he was cutting down the lane, if I'm remembering correctly. Mason Gillis, like I said, 3 for 3 from 3-point. Then he was 2 for 2 from the free throw line. So 11 points, 5 rebounds. That's the Mason Gillis we need right there. If you can get double-digit scoring and 5 to 7 rebounds, shoot, that's the gold right there. Colvin, 9 points on 2 for 6 3-point shooting. And Iceberg had 7 points, 3 rebounds. Even Chase Martin got involved with 2 points. Purdue shot the free throw as well. They 70%. I'd like them to be a little bit higher than that. It's going to be a stickler, like I said. And but the 3-pointer was falling, especially early. So they finished the game shooting 52% from 3-point and 52% from the field. Pretty damn good. Next up, Northwestern, like I said earlier. Let me tune into you guys here for a second. Greg McManus is here first. He said he missed the Nebraska segment on the Handsome Hour, which is sad for Greg, but he's here tonight. And Greg, that's why you're a champion. Ted Berkey says Braden with the epic fake out in the end. That was very funny. Joseph Granatelli, a famous IndyCar name. Wonder if Joseph is related to Andy Granatelli. Good evening. Love the hoodie. Thank you. Thank you, Joe. Nathan Anderson says Lance freaking Jones, and I got to agree with that. That's enough. Lance freaking Jones. Motor City Boiler says, where can you get a hoodie like that? Yeah, you can go over to, well, I got to tell you, you can get a hoodie very close to this one. Very close. When I say very close, the same graphic in a different color right now on homefield.com. This is actually, this color is not from there. Sadly, I love this one. I don't know if you noticed this one. I had this one last year when we had a different sponsor, a different t-shirt, sweatshirt sponsor, and it wasn't from them either. But I like it too. I'm with you. So, yeah, you can get one just very similar. It's gray with the black and gold band script on it, the drum script. It's the band script, right? Band script, yep. Let's see. Jeff says he likes sports and doesn't care who knows. Man, I'm with you, man. That is a brave thing to do. You came right out there all in front of all of us. Well done, Jeff. Greg's back at it. Can we get a Texas Southern dunk exhibition next time they come to Mackey? My goodness. Yeah, that was fun. I can't remember the guy's name, but I think he had 20 points. One of his points was a windmill dunk where he was leaning into it. He looked a little bit like Sean Kemp used to do a lean-in windmill, but Sean Kemp was probably, 7 inches, 8 inches taller than that dude? So that was impressive. Fast ups, good length. That was awesome. And then right after that, they had an alley-oop. When Purdue was letting them back into the game, they weren't. But it was fun. That was pretty cool. Texas Southern, by the way, fouled out 2 guys, which is awesome. That's always great to see that. Brock Stepler says, Boiler up. Love seeing them play with that much energy. Man, that was awesome. Agreed. Motor City Boiler. I think Purdue has a pretty good basketball team this season. Jury's still out on that. We'll see. We'll talk about that later. Ron Gable, my pal, says, love the sweatshirt. Home field product. Okay, gosh darn it. It's like we're rubbing it in. Listen, I can't get rid of the sweatshirt. I can't do that. That wouldn't be right, just because I like it. So thanks, Ron. Let's see. It says Braden had 9 rebounds. Just corrected the stat. How about that? So he was 1 rebound from the triple-double. Did you hear that, LBD? Braden Smith was actually 1 rebound from the triple-double, not 2. Oh, that's fun. Yeah. Boiler Ball just corrected the stat. So the official, so Chris Foreman got that thing corrected, but ESPN hadn't reacted yet when I was on there. Huh? Edie lost his. Yeah, Edie lost his double-double streak. Here's the thing. I don't think Painter cares about that. I don't think Edie cares about that this year, which is awesome. Just let guys rest when they need to rest. Yeah. A Coldy. This is a tough name. You got to help me with these names. Coldy says, got to get some at home field swag. Right on. Go do it. Let's see. Dalen Clement says, I like how our three-point shooting was different. Do you know what their three-point shooting is? Yeah, I can give you that. So, yeah, it was not good. Texas Southern was 30% from three. They shot 30 three-pointers. There was a period of time in the first half where they were really staying in the game on the shoulders of just shooting volume, right? But they shot it pretty well. I would bet in the first half, I would bet they were shooting 45% from three. And it just fell off drastically in the second half as Purdue just started D'ing them up. Nita Bean Verse says, glad to see the Boilermakers hit their open shots. Really like the last few games, three-point shooting. I think, I don't want to say, because I think it's too much of a broad brush, that three-point shooting is the big limitation of the team. It wasn't just three-point shooting last year that bit them. It was shooting, right? Anything outside of 15 feet would go away at times. But when they're shooting their three-pointer well, when Purdue's shooting three-pointer well, boy, they are deadly good. They are just, I mean, every bit of the number one team in the nation. Brock Stepler, I think I missed yours. Boiler up, love seeing him play with this much energy. Oh, I said that already. Sorry. Let me get back down here. Okay, Maniacally Steve says, checking in. Haven't been able to make one of these lately. I'm glad you're here, Steve. Glad you're here. I will be here all season. I will be doing these. We're trying to figure out, by the way, just an update in case you're a big fan of the basketball beat, Handsome Hour or whatever. I wasn't kidding when I said we'll see you next year about the Handsome Hour. We don't have our schedule set on what we're going to do during basketball season. We were discussing it. Negotiations are heavy. Jay's holding out for more money. You don't become wealthy by not holding out for more money, so it makes sense, but we'll see what we can do. It's going to be hard because, sharecropper money. Ted Berkey says, how else do they fit in 20 conference games other than have early games? I don't know, man. I don't like the start and stop. I don't like that. They could, how else do they fit it in? They just close what am I missing? Couldn't you just move those games the other way? I don't understand it. I don't understand why they have to do that. I don't think there's a reason they have to do it. But anyway, all I want to do is see Purdue go to the Final Four. Gosh darn it. Every damn game. Let's see. Judith Johnson says another fun Mackey game. Hope you were there, Judith. I don't know if you were. I know Ron was there. Ron Gable was there. So that's pretty noteworthy. Let's see. Michael JB says Jones hit some clutch three-pointers. Jones was money, and the way he shot it, I don't know if you saw the first shot of the game. Jones shot it from the left-hand corner, and he was so confident in the shot, it released, and he turned his back on the shot and kind of twirled around. He knew it was money. It was wet. Jones was he was good from the jump today. Let's see. Adam says, Dalen, come on by anytime to AJ's. Yes, Dalen, you should. Why wouldn't you go to AJ's at any time? If you're on campus, go to damn AJ's. Adam's going to be there. Maybe you'll see him, maybe you won't. Adam is a crafty veteran of the game. I can tell you, the dude works as much as anybody, as hard as anybody. That's why the store is so damn good. But he's like Elf on a Shelf. He's always moving around. So it's not very good. Elf on the Shelf wasn't the best thing to say there. Let's see. If you see him, though, you do get what happens with Elf? See, Elf on the Shelf is something I'm too old to have played along in that, so I really don't know what happens with Elf on a Shelf. Do you get 7 years of good luck? Do you become Santa Claus like the Tim Allen movie if you catch the Elf on the Shelf? I really don't know. I don't know. A Pile says Zach doesn't get a double-double and seems completely content with it. Yeah, he did not care. He was not trying to. He was not lobbying for more time. Painter didn't hesitate when he came out of the game. It seemed like at 10:30 or 11 left in the second half. There were no. He may have been out a little bit earlier than that actually, but Smith did want to get that He wanted that triple-double. Let's see. Adam says, someone called out Boiled Sports today. They said you asked for salads. They got cheesecake instead. Yeah. Listen, you've got 3 guys that are getting older who were at your establishment, Adam. Yeah. Our digestive system needs a little bit of greenery. So it's not a big deal. We figured out how to do it. But we're not young men. We're in our prime, don't get me wrong, but we're not kids anymore. And I know you listen to the market. There's no doubt about it. But yeah, cheesecake greater than salads. Let's see. Motor City Boiler says you're not supposed to touch the elf on the shelf or he loses his magic. So don't touch the AJ's guy, I guess. Yes, that's it. See, now that makes sense. If you touch Adam or Jake, they lose their magic. So don't touch them. I mean, they're huggable, though. I will say that. Adam is a huggable dude. I love that guy. So I don't know what the hell is happening. I'm so sorry, Adam, and everyone for listening to this. Greg McManus. Yeah, that's right, Greg. When you go into AJ's, Greg's got a good point. You just yell boiled. You just yell boiled when you come in, and see what happens. Do you get a discount? No, you don't get a discount. But do you just come into AJ's and you yell boiled and you see what you get? Don't do that. Don't do that because then Adam has to deal with that, and then everybody's going to think that Anish is there, and there's going to be young women looking for autographs and older women looking for autographs. Everybody loves Anish. So I think that's it. I think that's the final comment. That's the end of the show. And that's a fun one. I'll see you guys after the Northwestern game. I'll try to post that night. That'll be very, very late. I'm okay staying up late, by the way. I'm okay. If we got some night owls in here, I'm okay staying up late. It just always depends on what else I'm doing. And I think I'll post that night, and I'll get it done at 1:30 in the morning or whenever. We're at 22 minutes. That's relatively quick work for me. So, yeah, that's good stuff. And like I said, we're going to try to figure out what the basketball beat will look like this season. We don't really know. I'm not joking about this, by the way. And if you want to leave comments below or on Twitter, you're welcome to. Tell us what you'd like to see from the basketball beat this season. Maybe it'll be me, or maybe it'll just be me over here in the post games and doing quick casts, and maybe it'll be Jay. Maybe Michael will actually return. Wow, one can dream. But we don't know. We really don't know what we're going to do. Handsome Hour is relatively simple to figure out for us for some reason. I don't know why. It's probably because inspiration at the end of the summer is a lot easier to find. And then, in the dead of winter, Anish hibernates. He's a big bear. Let's see. Yeah, Greg, I don't know who Michael is. That just kind of slipped out. He's the new guy. Yeah, he's the new guy. Yeah, but Shane Hinkle says any Purdue sport is worth staying up for. No doubt about it. No doubt about it. Boiled sports! You're supposed to yell it, or you're boiled. You don't have to yell boiled sports. You just yell boiled when you go in AJ's. No, don't do that. Don't do that. All right, I'm done. I'm really done this time. God bless you. Hammer down. Talk to you soon. Been fun. Been fun talking to you. Been fun watching Purdue play with all that energy and roll over a team. That's kind of nice for a change instead of the stress of playing a top 10 team every game. We'll see you.